who just grabs it, but there is a problem happens for non-technical people. Sometime they get lost, and this is part of my problem. So I will try to make it as simple as possible all the time. If you think anything is not understandable, feel free to stop me. Feel free to stop me. Don't think that you are wrong or you are in the missing guideline. It is me who is not teaching properly. Just think like that. Even a question is dumb as what is A means, ask me. We will enjoy the understanding and we will break it through. At the end of the day, the goal, whoever joins this session, they should be able to do what we're doing. And at the end of the day, we should learn how to power the AI, the tools that we have in the market, and get the best out of it. Um, Also, a few days ago, Jane actually asked me, she had a friend or someone, he wanted to get some help on architectural level or, I mean, a different software. Again, from this session, if you learn something, that would be you could train your AI model to do anything. Okay. And in this session, we are going to use Lovable. And I will try to help you to get some free credits using Lovable, and we will do it together. So in this session, you need a Gmail account, and with this Gmail account, we are going to create a few other accounts as well. Okay, and we are going to do it live as we proceed further. But again, if you're stuck, feel free to share that with me. We will fix it. Okay. Now I will be sharing my screen, a part of it. Um, sorry. I hope I'm sharing my screen. And here is the whole session outline. It's not for this session, but also all the session that we have or we are going to have. So the first session is like you are going to learn a little bit of bits and pieces of system design, the real world example, how to write functions in plain English, what is input and output, how do you communicate with it. And we will be mostly focusing on the Q&A. Q&A is the most important part of this session because you could just take any session on YouTube and you would have a bunch of questions. Then you have to ask the question on the YouTube and wait for the answer. So it takes time. But here the idea is you would do hands-on. Anytime you are stuck, you are free to knock me. Hey, Alim, I cannot get it done. And we will see like how to fix it. So that's the main benefit of this session. And we will do a little bit of rundown on the history. And I have one software in mind that we might not see all the time. That's called Microsoft DOS. And that was invented by Bill Gates for the early operating system. And that really looks like this. Let me show you. That really looks like this, but this is not the Microsoft DOS, actually. It is this one. It is called CMD or command prompt right now, but it is somewhat like the DOS, what Microsoft has invented as their first operating system. A little bit of history is important because if you know the history, then you know where things are coming from. Then you can actually relate to it. And most of the important part is if the history is interesting, then you can remember it for the longer period of time. What happens with any training is that when we provide the training, our brain gets very good influence. And in the first day, you remember most of this stuff. But the problem begins when you go to the day 3. Usually on the day 3, you start to forget 87% of the training. This is actually a great problem. And this also introduced or conducted by Tony Boujan, who is a memory athlete. He also influences on mind mapping. So this is what you see as also a mind mapping. I usually don't have lots of presentation. I just have bullet points. I figure out the things that I have to do. And why I am actually bringing this up, because this is also the first operating system I used in 1995, even though there were, I mean, Windows 95 already there, but in our country, it was not available at the time. And the way that you could actually go to a file system, it's called dir. If you just put it there, then you know how many files and folders are there. And from there, you could actually open it or go to the file system. So this is the process in the old days. So first time when the Windows 95 actually released, they have like the graphical user interface. And it was powerful because you could do multiple things at once. Here, the problem is you cannot do multiple things at once. You can only run one program. And with this technology, they also have a spreadsheet. And that was quite powerful at the time. So the reason I'm saying this, again, Microsoft does what they invented and how they invented, because if you know how to make a command line application, and which we will learn, and that's in short called CLI, command line interface. And we are going to learn in the next session, building CLI. If you can build a CLI that actually works in your operating system, that CLI can be deployed to any system, any server as well. And that can actually do all kinds of things with your operating system. And this is where the system design actually comes to play. So what is a system design usually meant, or how an engineer does the system design? So system design has several different principles. It may take days to train someone on detail level, but we want to do it as quick as possible, as easy as possible, so that it's understandable. One of the common system design principle is the cassette player. And this is one of the design principle that everyone uses. Windows is a comparable example of a cassette player. We have like bunch of this. I will come to this and you'll try to understand what does it mean by cassette player. So in cassette player, two things happens. One is that you have a player and you have a cassette. You just put the cassette and run the music, right? Now, this also goes like CD player as well. You have a CD and you have a player. You put the CD and you run the item. Now, there is nothing genius about it, but it actually tells you the content changes, but the player remains as it is. Now, what is operating system? When you see operating system actually makes a communication with your hardware. The software that you run, that you see in the screen, the computer has no idea how it runs. The operating system, which is built by Microsoft, we are using it, it actually knows how to translate these applications to the machine so that machine can understand it. Are you guys with me on this part? Do you have any confusion so far what we just discussed?
So just to clarify, you were making that cassette player analogy. So you're saying the operating system is the player?
Yes. And cassette is the software.
Okay, so whatever software you input into the operating system, it, I don't know, recognizes and starts playing with or using whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's great. Very good. We are on this. Also, I would like to elaborate this a little bit further on to this one. A web browser also follows the same technique. If you go to any website, it could be like google.com, it changes. If I go to facebook.com, it changes. So here the player is the browser and the website is the cassette. So this is one of the system design principles that everyone uses. So that is one of the big principles. When I try to teach engineers, sometimes they cannot grab the concept very quickly. And how it really works is that you feed the cassette needs to be dynamic. It needs to understand the readability of the cassette, okay? And in 90s, when we were kid, we were heavily influenced by a game that's called Doom. I will talk about a little bit about Doom. It's also fun. Doom has a history. And it's also very fascinating to know about Doom. I'm not sure if any one of you is a gamer at the time. Um, the first version of the Doom in 1993, it's actually created by two John. One is John Carmack, another is John Romero. So they are the core programmers of this. They also have other team members. Almost 9 to 12 people actually made the first game. It was fascinating at the time, and it was able to run in the DOS mode, which we just saw. It's the black mode, and it was quite 3D. You can see like the screen and things. These are quite 3D. If I could get some image of Doom, it really looks like this. It was quite fascinating at that time, that you could run a 3D game on a DOS mode. There was no graphics. There is nothing. How they made it happen. They made it happen by, again, they used the same cassette player technique. So they have the program. And again, you can compare the program as a CLI. If you have the program, you just run the cassette in. The cassette is the data, and they have it as a label. So game has several levels. So these labels are at the cassette players. I mean cassettes or the CDs that you can insert into the game, and then game will recognize and run it. Okay. Is it hard still to understand or comprehend the process? If I have to write in notes, in my notes, okay, if I have like a CLI or an application or software, let's say I have an application that we're going to make, and we're going to change the application with some data. So here the data is the cassette. An application is the player. So this is what happens with this game design. It's not only in this game design, but with most of the game design that is done. Okay. The reason I'm again focusing on this, because in 99% of the design is like cassette player design. Once you make an application, and if you can make a game like Doom, they have an interesting marketing strategy when they started this game. They used to give this game for free to the shop owners. And these shop owners actually printed the labels as they wish and sold the game at $50, $60 in 90s. So first game, they just try to give it at free. So they immediately released the Doom 2, which actually became an immediate hit, and all of the developers become millionaire. That's the long story short. There are several events happen, but I'm just trying to give you the picture. You can also make games. It's not only the application or software. Now, with the possibility of AI, you can actually build anything. You just need your imagination. You just have to think what I want to build. Okay, now the tool that we are going to use, that's called Lovable. I'm going to give you a technique to, let's say, use the Lovable to get some free legitimate credits. And there is a site. I'm going to share this with you. This one. I'm just putting here in the group. Okay. And you all can go to this site, create an account using a Gmail, using a register, put your Gmail, and just do it. I could do the similar process as you guys are online. Let me just try this with any one of my Gmail account. So I'll just do this login, and this will give you a 55 credits for free as an educational testing purpose. And this 55 credits in Lovable is worth almost $12. And this has a date actually. And by the way, they are not a sponsor of this training or anything. I am not related to them. I'm not also related to Lovable or anything. It's just that the tool that we are using at the moment. So I'm just putting my name. Let's see if I have used this email. Okay, and just putting any password. Sorry. and put any country or anything, doesn't matter. Continue with the registration. Okay. So as soon as we complete, we will get a free account, and this will actually send me an email. Let me just check the email. Okay, I got the email. Okay, got in. So this is just a standard process that you can get a student account with this Imagi Lab. Okay. Again, they're not partnered here. They did not pay us or anything. We're not tied to anyone. It's just the hack that I found that you could get a free credit. So you can actually open this account. And if you go to Classroom or projects, I believe, let me just go down. Okay, so in the heading section, if you go down and request for teacher access, you will get a free account on Lovable. Yes, Michael, please ask the question.
Yes.
Thank you.
You just registered as an educator, not a student, right? Just double checking.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yes,
And
absolutely.
that's necessary to get
Absolutely.
the credits?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so probably I have to create a classroom. I could just give any name to the classroom and some students. Okay, and that's it. I have to go to Classroom and create a class. Yes, Vijayan, please ask the question. Yeah, please ask the question, Vijayan. You are on mute. Vijayan, you are on mute.
Can you show me which website that I should start?
Yeah. Yes. Please go to edu.imagilabs, and I have shared it in the chat, actually. In the chat, if you visit, you will find it. I'm also putting in the DG Labs, Digital AI Business Club. I'm also putting it there. So did you find on the chat? You can just click on it and just do the process. You can put anything, actually. It doesn't matter. Just 2-letter or anything. Just proceed with the next step. That should be fine. Or you could put your business name. That's absolutely fine. It will get promoted somehow. If you guys have done up to this, then I will perform the next steps. Now, there are some tool differences that we use every day. For example, ChatGPT or Perplexity, or some of the common tools that we have, like Gemini, or let's say Grok, they do have a limitation. They cannot write to your file system. That is one of the problem. Now with Lovable, they could write to GitHub, and GitHub is the code repository. If I go to GitHub actually owned by Microsoft, but it was actually developed by other companies at the beginning. Microsoft purchased this at, if I'm not wrong, they purchased around $7 billion, this coding platform. So before purchasing this, we used to have like free open source code is only there. If you want to have a private code, then you have to pay to them. But after Microsoft taken over, you can actually host private code in GitHub for free. And also, I want you to do account creation on GitHub. So do a sign up, click on this, use your Gmail, or you could actually give a password and things like that. Just click on this, it will create a new account. Okay. In my case, I already have an account. Let me just log in. I think this one. Oh, it's not created like this. Okay. Let me open to this one. So this is the same account with the Alim TV network. That's what we're using at the moment. So once you do the next, you will have a GitHub account. So why the GitHub we need? The GitHub actually works as a checkpoint of your code. A checkpoint if you have played any games, a checkpoint is like if you have a bad day, or if you, let's say, lose with your boss in the game, then you can revert back to the last checkpoint where you are alive or with good health, or like a save point, you could say. Okay. So GitHub actually allows this ability for your code. So any code that you write or anything that you write, it actually creates an history. So if you write A, for example, if I open this document, if I come up here and say my name, okay, so previously we had like this type of data, and then we have my name. So this is like the next step. And GitHub will keep all the histories like what we're doing, each step. And that's actually makes your coding journey easy, or that's what like every coder or every programmer in the world uses. Okay. So the first thing is the Lovable account, which we can get with free, just like with Imagilab. If you have done this, then I could proceed with the next level. Have you guys created and we are up to this level, classroom? Then I could proceed with the next level. Do you have github.com? Okay, GitHub link. I could share this. This is GitHub. You can try this. Should I proceed? Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone blocked so far?
I have a question. So how is GitHub
Sure.
connected? Do we need to just
I will
open
share this.
GitHub?
I will, yeah. For now, just create the account. I will show this step
Okay.
by step, like how
Yeah.
it is done.
Right.
Okay, if you guys have done this, then we will just click on this and we will get a free account. Oh, I think we need to complete few more steps right now.
Excuse me, Alan, sorry.
Yes, please
So
ask
at
me the question.
Imagilabs, we open a student account or educator?
Educator.
Oh. All right, got it. Thank you.
Sure. So we have complete your account. Okay, so we have to provide some account information now. Previously, we don't have to. So probably, okay, just putting undergrad for now. Subject, business. So we need to come up here and have to provide some personal information in the profile. So they have a checklist now. Previously, they don't have a checklist. Share your student login info. That's interesting. Yes. They do have a lot of checklists right now, but previously we can just look into this, and they also have a training, and these are good training. You can also try this training. Okay, they are doing gaming and stuff like this for kids. That's really nice. They're really doing a very good job, actually. Here, the student login information. That I don't know how to fix. Okay, so what I will do is right after this session, I will figure this out, how to fix this. Currently, I will just go into my account. Again, I will look into everyone's issues if they have any issues. Let's assume that we have the Lovable account. Even if you cannot get it with that account, you can create your Lovable account just by doing next with your Gmail, and you will be here, something like this. Okay, and here you can just put your prompt to get us started. And yeah, please ask the question.
Alim, I saw that there's a
Hey,
Hi.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
I saw there's a message here saying that free lovable student access window closes March 31st.
Yeah, I will figure this out. Actually, I did it in the past. It was very straightforward. I think they added some checklist. I have to figure out how to bypass it. So I will create another training and share this with you,
Hold on.
if that's all right. For currently, everyone can just go to lovable.com and use the Gmail, get started, use the Gmail, or again, use the GitHub to create the account and proceed with it. And we will have this screen. So far, we should be able to come to this screen. Okay. In the meantime, I could give a little bit of more information. Like when we design the system, we have a few things to consider, like some questions. We usually ask some questions, and the questions are like, how many users are going to use it? The user count is very much important to scale your system, and it depends like exponentially the system design principle. Just that one answer. If you have a system which has like 1,000 user in every month, which does not require much to scale. But if you have a system which actually takes 1,000 user per second, it's a different level of system design. If you have a system which actually takes millions of users in every second, like Facebook, you need a very different system design. Okay. Now, in this session, we are not going to learn too much heavy scale system design because it would be out of the context. It would be too much complex, very hard. Okay. You will just do a simple application, just like the CLI, that you could communicate with your operating system. The reason that I'm saying that we will make a CLI, and I will give you one example with the CLI. This is a CLI that I built, and it can actually deal with the GitHub. It can enhance how the GitHub works. And GitHub also have a CLI that's called Git. Okay, so we are not going to install that at the moment. I mean, not going to see how to install it, but we have to install. I will probably, I'll come to this. Now, the reason I'm just putting these two items in there is that when we have this command line, every big companies, they first made the command line. Once we have the command line, then we can make any interface. Interface is the last level that user sees. It's actually not very hard to make. But when we are first time designing it, we see an interface, we think like, hey, we have built something, but actually not. The main thing is we have to build something that could work with the operating system. And the CLI is the way, we could say, and that is like any application that we use in the operating system level, just like how we're recording the video, how we are opening the Chrome, that's an application. Again, cassette player concept, okay? Let's see, how far are we? So do we have the Lovable account so far? Do you proceed further or do we wait a little bit?
Tamana has a question.
Sure. Ask the question, please.
Oh, sorry, I don't. I forgot to take my hand out.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ask any question as you have, because that's the main session is about. If we don't answer the question, it's like no session at all. I could record it on YouTube.
Okay,
Okay,
then I'll ask
now-
you to repeat what you just said about the command line and the,
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't really understand that. what do you?
Absolutely. So command line is an executable application that operating system can understand. It's like the cassette player. It's the cassette player for our case, or you could say like the operating system knows how to play it with your hardware to run this. That's like the CLI or any application. And one example could be the browser itself as well. Now, it could be a little bit of, let's say, complex, or it could not, let's say, comprehend the whole picture. I mean, what I'm saying about the CLI, anything that you see that you could write here in the command line, and that actually does something. Currently, it's not doing anything. I'm just putting it, and it actually shows its help. That means after writing this command git, you could actually use these commands. So these commands are like its instructions that you could do. Git has an instruction that called git clone, and using this, we can actually clone any repository that we have in the Git to our local system. And we are going to see that. And we can install Git if you like to. Let me see how to quickly install Git. Install Git. Okay, so because we have like the operating system differences, I'm not sure how many people are using Mac at the time. In this session, if it is Mac, then we can use Homebrew. Okay, if it is Windows, then we can just download and install from GitHub itself. If we go to GitHub, we could just search for GitHub install, something like this. And we will find these two items, and we can just go there and install it. Okay. Installation, if you are stuck, again, I'm going to help you later on, so don't feel like it. I will give the easy steps that we could do today. Not very mandatory, but I will give this training again. Again, if you're stuck, you feel like the steps has been shown, it's not working, feel free to reach out to me. I will just do one-to-one session so that you have the system set up. Because if you don't have the system set up, then we cannot follow through the next sessions. This is like an introduction, little bit of setting up things. Okay.
Excuse me. At Imagilabs, I'm looking at my, it says welcome me, Andrew. Then it says getting started. What else? Am I right so far?
You are right, but they have like added some settings, like share the student information, explore your first lesson. I don't know where these are. I have to figure it out. Last time when I created, it was just the email, and then we access to the free credits. But
So
I
for
think
us-
they have changed. Yeah,
Okay.
they have changed something. So currently, my advice would be just going to the Lovable and creating a free account. This will give us 10 or 5 credits for now, and we can
So-
follow through at least.
Yeah, so I'll just leave Imagilabs for a while and then go to Lovable. I already have that. It's asking me what should be built.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm
We will
okay,
see.
right?
We will see.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes. Good. We're
Thank you,
good.
sir.
Thank you. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. You have a question? I'd love to answer.
Yeah, so I have Lovable. I just follow your step, and then I have Lovable, and then I have
Great.
GitHub. But Lovable, like you
Mhm.
show, right? Even for like filling in the account information, I don't know where should I click to fill out my account information, because yours seems like it's already done.
Okay, let's go follow it through. Okay, so I'm in Lovable. Okay, I'm clicking on Get Started. I'm using my Gmail. Continue with the Gmail with the free account. Are we with this so far? So again, coming to Lovable, Get Started button. Clicking on this. Continue with Google. Okay, this is the button I'm going to press, and it's going to open the Gmail thing, and I'm going to click. And it says it needs to access my email.
Okay.
And I should have a new account here. That's it.
And then-
I have a new account.
I got to this one, and then it says like which roles fits you best, like founder, product, designer, engineer.
Anything. It doesn't matter. Anything you can pick. They just use this for their marketing purpose. So
Oh,
probably
okay.
in the future they will send you marketing emails. So that's their thing.
Okay, got it. So, so I'm in. So the Lovable account will link to.
GitHub. I will share this how we do it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then we need to download the GitHub desktop, right? Just now
Yes.
you were saying.
Exactly. We have to install the GitHub desktop, and also install the Git instruction. I will share the instruction right after this call. You can follow through the instruction. If required, I will create a video as well for separate to how to install it, because there is this two environment. One is the Unix environment, and another is the Windows environment. So I only have Windows at the moment, but I do have Unix environment as well. I have to boot up and then do a separate installation and record it. And probably if I find a better video that already shows like how to install it, I'll just share that video. Again, after this video, if you're again stuck, feel free to reach out to me. That's the
Okay.
main thing. We
How-
need to
how
be
does-
aligned.
How does
Yes.
the Imagi Labs, the first account, the EDU account that we created, how does that link to Lovable and GitHub?
Oh, they actually provide a free account. So after we create it, usually after creating on this, they should be giving us an email and a password, which is different than our email. So they will provide that with us automatically. But in case of this, it is not available. So I have to figure it out. I will share this right after this
Okay.
session, because previously it was right straightforward. Just clicking on this, clicking on the request for access, and we got the password and access the free account. They added some checklist. I have to see like what this checklist is and figure it out. And then I will share these steps. Okay, but still we can follow through with the free account.
I see.
Okay. So if
Thank
you
you.
guys are aligned, then I will start prompting or writing something here. Okay. So if you guys are aligned, then I will put my first prompt in here. It's not the best prompt, but this is like a very smallest stuff. It's just putting the time in. If you see the prompt, it says write a README text file, 3 words only, and with the time format in Malaysia, and that's it. I am asking it to write to the Git system so that it creates the file in the Git system. That's it. I'm going to put the prompt here in the chat as well, but also at the end, I'm going to share a prompt library, which you can actually use. Okay. We will see in the next session. Okay, if God allows. So I'm just going to put forward with this and going to put the prompt in here also in the chat. You can actually reuse. Okay. And this is the first time that it looks something like, you could say, it looks something like ChatGPT, but the only difference is it can write to the file system. That's what makes it more powerful. And also, it's not only like ChatGPT, but it actually uses these other models. It uses Gemini. It's going to use the Claude. It's going to use many other models. It's not one model that they use. They have like several different models. Yes, Bob, please ask your question.
Yeah, I see a prompt. You are prompting to the GitHub. We haven't got a GitHub account yet. Will it be still okay? with
Okay.
This?
Yes, absolutely. They both are different things actually. So have
Alright.
you managed to create the GitHub account?
Not yet. Not yet.
Have you managed to create the? Okay. Just
Not
go
yet.
to GitHub
Yeah.
and just click
Mhm.
on continue with Google, and then you will be able to create the
Alright.
account.
Okay. Also, I need to create
Create that
a
account.
GitHub account first, and then only install
Yes.
the GitHub on my desktop. All right. Got it.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes, absolutely. Yes, Aslan, please ask your question.
As and when I add in the prompt, immediately it triggers the daily limit has been reached.
Oh, really? Is it this prompt you have used or something else?
Yeah.
Because if you use this prompt, it
The
should
prompt
take 0.5 credit only. This is how the prompt is designed.
The prompt that you add in the chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was using that, and immediately it says daily limit reach and need to upgrade $25 per month.
Okay, don't do that. Let me give you guys a free account on Lovable. Who cannot use it, just use that shared account. I'll give you the password and a pro account, which you guys can use. Give me a moment to find a pro account and
Is-
share this here. Yeah, it's for everyone. We can use it. Also, I have, yeah, please ask me a question.
Just a quick question about the prompt. Are you sure we're supposed to use the 2 paragraphs? Is that what you want us to do, or just the first one?
Yeah, both 2 paragraphs all together at a
Oh.
single thing.
Okay. It's interesting prompt.
Okay, so I'm giving you a credential here in the group. That's a pro account from our company that we're using. So you guys can just use this account who cannot created the Lovable account yet. That will give you 100 credits, which can be shared among the people. You can try this out. If you log in, then yeah, please ask the question. Yes, yeah, that's correct. Angie, Azreen Lee, yes, that is correct. It should actually create a README text. That's correct. We are on the right path. Any question by anyone?
How do I use the link and I don't know. Is it a coupon?
No. If you still could not manage a Lovable account, you could just use this. You could just go to Lovable, use this email as a login and this password, and you'll get a pro account for free. We paid for this account, so you can use it for now.
Is it can we actually access the account? I mean, multiple access to the same account.
Yeah. Multiple people can access it. No worries. Yes.
But somehow, how about the Git? Because the Git should supposed to link to our own. In this case, it is linked to your Git account, GitHub account.
Yes. Have you created the Git account? GitHub account?
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely. I will show you how to connect. We are not there yet. Okay. So when we do that, this prompt actually tells this, because if we ask something like do anything like any research or things, it might have right to the file system, might not. So this prompt is intentionally written in a way so that it should write something in the file system. And when we go there, this Lovable is only designed to make web application, nothing else, web application. But you can actually trick AI to make anything. That's what we are going to learn in these sessions as well. And this is why I also said, like, we could do system design, we could do any sorts of thing, architectural thing, anything as you learn the process. If you learn the process, then anything is possible with this. So we will learn how to train AI on anything. And to be honest with you all, that previously, before this AI, we have done this machine learning. And in the machine learning, we used to do the same process, but it was quite difficult to do. In AI, the most problematic thing is that you cannot predict the outcome. It's probabilistic, and that's why it's called as stochastic prediction or stochastic policy or stochastic based result. Probabilistic. It's not actual all the time. So in AI, if you ask what is my birthday or anyone's birthday, it will try to give an answer. It does not know the answer, but it will try to give an answer. Now, as a programmer, we can go in there and we can create an exception. We can say, hey, if someone asks for the birthday, say, I don't know. We can do that. This is an exceptional case, but this is not how the AI works. The AI works is that if you ask it to, what is my birthday? It does not know your birthday. It will guess and it will give you a number. Why it gives you always a number? Because it is how it is designed. If it gives you an answer, then its probability is 1 by 365. If it gives you no answer, then its probability is 0 by 365. So 1 is more probable than 0. So even though it's going to give you a wrong answer, but this probability is higher than saying no. But as a human being, we try to be transparent. We try to give the right answer. That's why you always see in ChatGPT that it says you will get the wrong answers, something like this. You will always, see that it makes mistakes. So that is one of the problems that engineers cannot fix. This is how the AI is trained, and this is how it's going to do it. And as you proceed further, as you make good application or complex application, it will start to hallucinate. And the way that you could resolve this hallucination, again, you cannot completely resolve it. There is no way to do it, but you can always follow through the techniques so that it provides you the right output. One of the ways to code with AI is that you have to give it the context, as I mentioned, in the system design, how many users, things like that, the things that it needs to do, and also how much context it needs to know, okay? In some cases, Lovable is very good at asking questions. So that means it's going to ask you questions like, do you want this or that, things like that. Now, these questions sometimes are easy to answer. Sometimes this will ask you a bit of complex questions. And if your system has too many features, there is a very good chance your AI will start to hallucinate. It's not for you, it's not for me, it's for everyone. Even with the best of the best programmers, it will start to hallucinate. Now, what programmers do best or better than others is that they can provide the context with the limited window that they know, like this is what they have to, or AI have to do. So this is what engineers can do best. Let's say we don't care about this, but again, we have to know the context is very important. We have to let it know what it's going to do and how it's going to do it, okay? And we will know a little bit about the programming language, which programming language is good for what. So currently, for the AI era, the Python is one of the common programming language that is quite popular. It's one of the top popular programming language in the world. Python is considered to be the super slow programming language, but it's quite popular, and popular is good. Popular is good means if you're looking for something XYZ, there is a very good chance you are going to find it in Python. Python can run on many devices, even though it's the slowest. I think after Python, there is Ruby. Ruby is the most slowest programming language, but we don't use Ruby anymore. But Ruby also comes with very good parts. If you want to develop something without AI in the past, and if you want to develop quicker than anyone, you have a very less sufficient team, you would actually pick Ruby as a programming language. Even though Ruby is very slow, but you pick Ruby because Ruby actually does this very well, okay? So since the Python is very popular, there is everything there. Whatever you are looking for, you are going to find in Python. So that's why Python is very good, even though it's very slow. If you want to make an application, again, it depends on the context, what we are trying to build and how we are trying to build. If you have a little bit of knowledge, then you can just instruct AI to use that. And that is the information that you need to do any sorts of development right now. Again, knowing a little bit more will help you in long way. But again, if you know a little bit which language does what, then you can actually point this. I want this in this language. If you want to build something with AI, you can use Python. You will get better results. There are existing stuff that you can use. Okay. There are programming languages which are very good for system programming that is very easy to deploy. And these are the programming language actually used to write operating system. Operating system is the bare bone that communicates with the hardware, right? So one of the most popular programming language in 90s or even 80s, that's called C programming language. It is the most popular one. That is created by Dennis Ritchie. And it was created, if I'm not wrong, around 1967 to 1973, if I'm not wrong. So it took around 5 years to build this. And there was a programming language before this. It's called B programming language. And this was actually developed in Beltec lab, if I'm not wrong. Again, I'm not memorized this stuff. I'm just taking back from the memory that I have. Hopefully these are correct. If not, let me know. And C programming language is the bare bone for most of the operating system in the past, because there was no other competitor in terms of C. So C is a language that is very hard to write for humans. Again, better than, I mean, what computer understand. It's better than this because C is human level. Human can write, reads, and things like that. They can do C programming language, but C is very hard to learn. It takes years to learn. It requires so many hacks to learn in order to write a very good code. And the game that I have shown you, the people who built it and became millionaires at that time, 90s, with the Doom game, they built the game in C, actually, C, C++. So that was like the hardcore thing at that time. Now, after some time, actually, in Google, there was two programming language that they use. One is Java. That is actually Enterprise King. That was developed in 1995. And it was like the pioneer in programming language, you could say. It has like so many features. It's created by James Gosling. The time it was developed, it has one of the side effects that it was slow. It was very good. It was too much powerful. It has most of the things the programming can think of. It has it, but it was quite slow. That's the backlash that Java had. Now, after some time, Java actually became a lot more faster over time. But again, Google has two programming languages in their system. One is Java, another is the C++. A little bit of history really helps so that you can instruct the program what to use and when to use what. So C++ was the go-to language for Google and Java to build something. Now, these two programming languages has like two problems and two solutions. Java is very good. It's like the Python, you could say. It has everything that you can demand. It was quite popular, but C++ is very hard, but it's very fast. Java is very slow. C++ is very fast. So if they have to build something, they have to either use either one of these languages. Now, C++ also have one problem. That's it builds slow. Even though it's fast, but it builds slow. Now, they got into the problem because they don't have a code base like us. They have trillion lines of codes. It's probably not in one code base, but they have that. And it takes huge time to build it. So they have like a problem. To solve this problem, they invented a programming language in 2007, actually. That's called Golang, or Go programming language. And it was actually developed to solve this problem. Like, it should be able to run fast. It should be able to build fast. These are the two problems that Google has. To solve this problem, they build this problem. Now again, when you try to solve a problem, you actually introduce new problems as well. Go is very good. It's simple. It's easy to learn. But with this, Go had one problem that's actually verbosity. That means if you want to do something, you have to write too many lines of code. That you could reduce with Python. Again, Go is very fast, but again, you have to write so many lines of code. But Python is, you find something very easy, it requires less line of code, but it's extremely slow. Okay, so you have to do the pros and cons when you're designing the system. Now, again, if I have 1,000 users in my system, I don't care which programming language I use. It really does not matter. 1,000, 1,000, 5,000, these are the things computer can calculate like instant. So you don't have to worry. The worry comes when you go to more than like 100K users, things like that. And if it is 1,000 user every second, then you have to think about something else. Okay, so that actually out of the context of this session, because that requires real hardcore engineering. We cannot cover this. Okay, but yeah, we need to know a little bit here and there so that we understand how to instruct the computer or the programming languages. Okay. There was another shiny programming language that actually created by Mozilla, if I'm not wrong. That's called Rust. And Rust is these Go, Rust, and C++. These are very close to machine. That means the code that is written is directly compiled to the machine language, and it can actually understand and compile very well Rust, Go, and C. Now, when Linux operating system is created, they actually used C programming language to make it happen. But now they actually use Rust as a programming language to reduce their 30% of the code and convert it to Rust. So if you know Rust a little bit, you can now build anything. And if I'm not wrong, Mozilla Firefox is built on top of Rust programming language. Now, these two programming languages are head-to-head in, let's say, comparison. They're very good. They're very fast. Rust is a little bit better than Golang, but Golang is a bit more popular. Usually when I code with this Lovable, I usually use Golang because I'm very good at it. It's not like we cannot code in Rust. You can. But again, with AI, if you know something, if you're good at it, it will amplify. So in my case, I know the good parts and bad parts, so I can amplify the good parts. AI will help you to go into a trap. If you write too much code, it will help you to go into a trap where you cannot get out of it. So that is one of the problems. That's why I do not take risk with Rust, even though I know lots of programming languages. I know Java, I know Golang, I know a little bit of C. Mostly I am expert at C#, which I'm doing for decades. And also I am very good at JavaScript, TypeScript. These are like I could write without even searching anything. I could write from my memory. So I'm very good with it. But again, we can write Rust programming. And if you use Rust or Golang, you by default, whatever application you are going to write, it's usually the CLI that's going to output. And once you have the CLI, you can actually use some of the other programming language. So visible programming language, if we have to talk about, one of the languages, the JavaScript, it's not. Yes, please.
I thought this is AI for, we don't know any coding at all. I'm assuming.
Lovely. Yes.
So
lovely. Yes. That's
yeah, but
that's the idea.
Why would you be going on and telling us about this where we only know ABCs? We don't know all this coding. I thought the whole idea of using AI is so that we don't need to, we surpass all this. We don't need to go through all this coding stuff.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Is it
correct.
We're getting it ultimately?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just the,
very good point. Yeah. Very good point, Andrew. Sir. Very
Thanks.
good point. And I would like to add a little bit to it that usually I don't write code as well, but I have to at least look at it sometime, and I have to find issues as well because I'm building complex stuff and I have to review the code all the time. But I don't want you to do that because we're going to build something very simple. But if you go a little bit complex, to which is going to make money, then a little bit of knowing in the programming language in the future, not now, we can cover this whole session without knowing programming language. That's absolutely fine. And we are going to see step by step. And a little bit of history really helps us because we can understand like where the piece of puzzle is using, and I will guide that then you can recall like, okay, so this is why this is actually used. We know a little bit of it. And in this session, we are also going to learn a little bit of high thought programming, and that is done by human or plain language now we can do. In old days, when we actually get to an interview, usually an interviewer says like, hey, do this. Let's say I have a bunch of employees. You need to actually find the best salary using some code. I'm just giving an example. So in old days, what we do is we write a function. Function is the a building block of any programming language. So if we are interviewed for a specific language, let's say any one of these, then we used to have like every syntax right and everything correct. They review it by the engineers and they say, okay, so he knows the things that he does, we can hire him. That's just one example. Nowadays, we could actually do this with any language if we could express ourselves that what we need to do. If we can express. Now, sometimes we are not going to write program or anything. I'm just going to give a programming right now is a paragraph. Paragraph in English. That's enough. And I will share some of the ideas like how and what we do. And for example, we started with this hello, right? And if we come up here, it actually added some more files if you see. And it also has the text file. Okay. And even though it is designed for the web application only, we can actually write or ask it to write anything. And that's what we are going to see. Throughout this session, we are going to use a little bit of Golang to see or make our CLI. And we are going to instruct it from the UI to make things done. Okay. But for now, let's have some fun. Let's write that code, or let me just try to showcase like what we could do by saying something here. So that has a voice command, and that using that, we can actually instruct this to create something. Anyone can actually guide me, whatever the programming language you like, and we can make something here, even though it's not trained to work with that programming language. You can pick or tell me anything that we want to build in a short, then I will just give or create up the prompt and just show you how we can do it a little bit. And then we will go to the next step in the next session. I don't want to do too much for the first session because we have to set up the environment, do a lots of things, and then we have to do the hands-on as well.
For which app? For GitHub or for Lovable?
Lovable. I mean, you can pick any programming language and tell me like you want to build this or anything that you have an idea that you want to build, and I could just create a prompt right now.
In fact, while you were talking, I was playing around with Lovable. I just not coding. I just texted it. I gave it an existing website, and my command was, can you improve that website systems and code, encoding and algorithm? Just these 3 words. And then, so Lovable went into operation, and he came up with an idea of what I wanted, what it thought I wanted.
I see.
So is that what
That's
is
really
that what we're getting at? Without, because I didn't go to any of this programming language at all. It's just using English text.
Yes. That is correct, sir. That is correct. So we were actually in the yes.
So what
Please
you're saying
continue.
here, I could actually command Lovable to write to code it in Python, for example.
Yes. That's what I try to say. That's why I say first thing is the context. You have to mention the context. Second is the programming language you want. So you will choose based on what you like. That's why I give.
So what's the hierarchy of the languages, of all the different programming languages here? You say Python in terms of speed, it's faster than Ruby, meaning it's easier to code than C and C++.
Yes.
Yeah. So for people like us, let's say I don't have any interest at all in wanting to learn how to code, but I'm clear on what I want to command Lovable. I could tell it what I want and code it in Python, for example, is it?
Exactly, sir. You got it correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
that's what I given this talk about the languages.
So that's what you were going about, giving us some sort of a perspective of the power of this programming language. Okay.
Exactly. So you will pick which one is good for you.
How would I know? I want the
So
best.
that's why I
want
said,
I want the most versatile, the best, the most innovative, so that eventually my
Yeah,
application.
I agree with Mr. Andrew. I think for the non-tech people, right? We probably look at we have we know what we want to achieve. For example, creating a calculator, creating a website, that kind of stuff. But if you were to ask the non-tech people to choose which programming language, I think this is a tough question. We can probably prompt based on this because the knowledge
yes,
of these
that is
different
correct.
languages is not there.
Okay, understood.
That is correct.
How
Jane.
do we go about that? Yeah.
So the basis of what we're trying to learn with AI is the prompting, how we question it and how we converse with it. And in this case, Alim has just given us a very powerful insight in the choice of the programming language that we prompt Lovable to create whatever we desire to create. Is that right, Alan?
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So these programming languages has some history. These programming languages are good at something, bad at something. So there is no programming language that good at everything. So every programming language is built for solving some specific problems, and usually that's why I bring this up. Usually, as a user, when we write the context, we just say we need this. But with AI, it will amplify your result if you're very specific. So if you know for a case that you want this Python language to make this app and it will give you a benefit, if you know, then just add this, then it will do it for you. Even though Lovable is designed only to do JavaScript, even though it's only designed. If you ask it to do anything, it will say, I cannot do it, and we will bypass it. Okay, so this is one of the tricks, and this is actually a hidden trick. Not only this language, with this technique, you can take anything, even architectural things or anything with Lovable, you can ask it to do, and it will do it. That's the main idea. And again, if you have an idea, you could run it through AI, like any other, like ChatGPT type things. You could ask, like, I want to build this app. Which of the programming language you think would be good? So the atomic answers, you can get it from this. And you can also ask me, feel free to ask me that, Alim, I'm taking this, what do you think? I could just revalidate with you based on the reasoning and things that you have. So programming language is one of the part that if you could mention, you'd get a very good result. Okay, now when we write the prompt, we need a little bit more things. We need actionable items that it needs to do. I mean, it's the to do. And also one of the most important part that we miss when we write the prompt is always to ask AI to don't do this. This is one of the most important part. If we have these 3-4 things, one is the context, one is the programming language, actionable items that it needs to do, and whatever that it shouldn't do, then you will have something that is very, let's say, I could say gold standard. The prompt that you have is kind of gold standard. Let me just put it there. So that is one of the format that we could follow. And usually I have kind of like another ChatGPT, which actually is trained to write this prompt if I give it a voice. Okay, and we will see in the next session. But also there is one more point that I say to everyone. So when this actually done, we say at the end to Lovable all the time, write in your memory, plan, MD, and do not forget it. Things like that. Or also we could say, plan your tasks. As I say next, you do it. So here 2 things happen. If I give a big instruction, usually I do, in these big instructions, it cannot do all the things together. So what I ask it to do is break your task to smaller pieces, and then ask it to write it to yourself so that it does not forget. So anytime I come back, I say, hey, read from your memory. That's one of the important part, that you write to the file system. You don't rely on what is on the chat, because it works in a bit differently than ChatGPT. It cannot remember much when you come back. because it uses different models, and different model usually does not. Sometimes, it's not always. Sometimes it can remember, but this is one of the common problem that Lovable has. Also, when we first created the project, we are going to go there and going to rename it, and we could say like Alim V1. That's, let's say, my project, or we could say AI coding session V1. Okay, this is my project name. Okay, so if I have my project name, if you have created this project and try to rename it like this, now we can connect this project with GitHub. Now this is the step we are going to learn, and we can just go into this GitHub and we can click on this, and this should actually allow me to get my password. I hope this is the password. Okay, no. Please allow me a moment to get my password. This should have been the password. Oh, I think the email is different. Okay, so we got in. Oh. .753, and we get connected with Git. Okay, and this is the step. So if we come to the GitHub at the end, we use our credential to connect, and then we find the GitHub repo, and we can say add to the organization. Oh, sorry, no organization needed. We can just say connect and then continue. Okay, then it says that, do you want to connect this? And it will be two-way connected. That means if you create something in GitHub, it will come back here. If you make something changes here, it will go there. So two-way, that's very powerful. And we do it, the transfer. That's the process. So from the Lovable, we are now into the GitHub. So if I go there, here, I'm in the GitHub. Okay, and this is my Lovable code, and this is my date time that we have just created. So far, are you with me? Can we do that? I could pause here for a moment to see like if you can achieve this.
Can
Can you
repeat that, please?
Yes. Ask.
yeah, can you go back to Lovable and show us how you connect it to GitHub?
Exactly. Yes. So this is my chat, right? We started this chat. I click on this. I click on settings, okay, and I rename the project to a nicer name, okay, that I can recall with hyphens, okay. So far, it should be all right, right? Is it all right? Renaming the project.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next step, clicking on the GitHub. Click on this, then click on GitHub.
Yeah, I don't see that. Sorry, I'm not sure how to get here.
Oh, the GitHub is not available or something?
I don't know.
Let's do one more time. Click on the header.
I'm
Click
not
on
sure.
the header.
So we have to create a project, right?
Yes, just
I thought
use
I
the
had-
prompt.
Yeah, I had one
Just
already.
use
I
this.
thought.
Oh, lovely. Click on this. Click on settings.
Settings. Settings.
Yeah, I don't see. No.
Workspace settings. I saw workspace
Click on this and then settings.
settings.
Don't see settings.
Mm,
Mm.
Go back.
Alim, are you referring to the desktop GitHub or the
The desktop I will share later. Currently, we just connect. with the GitHub because it requires a little bit more process. I will record a session or find a tutorial from YouTube and share this in the group. You can connect the GitHub and things like that. If you still stuck, feel free to knock me. I will see one-to-one, like how to fix it.
GitHub. Connect to GitHub.
To the home.
Hmm. So I click on connect to GitHub. It says connected account, but how do I verify it's really connected?
Okay,
to-
I'll come to this. So we have renamed the project, right? Project is renamed.
I can't get it to this project settings. I can. Let me see.
Go to the chat and find the settings section. You can also press Control dot, I believe. That will put us to the settings. Control dot. And then we rename the project.
This is where I couldn't go to because when I click on the Lovable icon,
Okay.
and then I couldn't find the project settings. Does that mean I need to build a project first?
No. If you use the prompt, the first one that I have given, it will look like this. It will look like this, and then you can click on this, and you can click on settings. Just click on the header, and then you will have a settings window, settings section. Can you see my screen? Just like this.
The UI is different. Alin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
I
UI
see.
is different. Yes. Yeah. So the UI.
Ha-
So what you do?
It is looking like this. Is it looking like this?
I know it's different. What you do is you go to your V there, your icon, like what you say, and all those things as well. Drop down, yeah, and then go to setting.
No,
Straight, yeah.
no, not these settings actually.
Not this
is
settings?
not these settings. So you have a chat, right? You have this prompt open. Open this project where you have this, and click on the header of the project, and then you will have the settings.
The projects and on this project. So
Yes.
Can change to any name, right? Or do we need to follow your format AI coding session V1?
Any name that you like, but for now you can just put this one. But any name is all right. Just don't put spaces. Just put hyphen as space.
Okay. Oh, connect project.
resource projects.
Yeah, I found this, and then after we
Rename. We have
After we
renamed
re-
it, right?
yeah,
We click on the GitHub. We go down and there is something called GitHub. And we click on the GitHub. And then we click on the connect. There is a connect button. Click on this.
and then it asked me to add an organization.
Yes. Just add your, just don't click on the organization. Click your profile, GitHub profile. And then it will say transfer the project or connect the project. You do that. And then you will have a name like this.
Okay. Fine.
All right. To one day here, GitHub, connect projects.
And then it will ask me like you are moving the only instance of this project to your GitHub organization.
Yes, something like this.
Transfer anyway, right? Okay.
Yes, transfer, yes.
Oh, okay. So we will get a
Good.
HTTP links to the GitHub.
Yes, Yes, we can click on this or click on the view. Yes, yes, please. Yes, transfer the two-way sync, please. And then click on the view on GitHub. You should be able to see your project on GitHub automatically.
Okay. Also, then I go back to GitHub.
Okay, got it.
GitHub. Mm,
Okay, got it. Oh,
Good.
nice.
Great.
So,
Great, Bob. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation.
Hi, Lim. Sorry, I'm at the link to organization page again. What should we do from
Okay.
there?
Which organization? Would you please give me a screenshot or something like this? In the group?
No, there's a button add to, let me see, add organizations.
No need,
And,
no need, no need, no need, no need. Just connect.
Yeah, but
Clicking on the connect
the
with the- yes.
continue, yeah, but the continue,
Continue.
button is blurred out.
Oh, just click on the, there is a checkbox like, there is a switch button. Click on the switch button and then click on continue.
No button. Let me see.
If you share a screenshot, then I would love to help on this. Okay. So probably click on the organization first. Edwin, sir, did you are you lost or somewhere you are stuck, Edwin, sir?
Yeah, I see. There's no toggle anywhere. So the only thing you can do is add organization, and then you have to make a selection before you can continue.
Okay.
It's for connecting the
So you-
project, basically. So
Yes. Did you get connected? Okay, let me retry again. Let me just disconnect this. Let me just reconnect one more time, and you'll see the process. Let me just remove this. Okay. So we are here, right, in the GitHub section. I click on the connect project, and I can see the organization, my profile. So in your case, you first have to log in, okay, and then I click on this one, and then it says, I think there is a checkbox in the past, but it's not there anymore. I just have to say transfer anyway. That's it. Are we so far here?
Can you go back to, sorry,
Yeah. No problem. We are
Go
here
back
to do this.
at Lovable to GitHub. Just start from there. And
Okay.
Which
So
button do I click at Lovable to connect to GitHub?
yes. So we come to here, and then we click on settings.
At
Click
Lovable,
on the
yeah?
project. Yes.
Okay.
We click on settings, and then we go down to the GitHub section.
Okay, settings, then GitHub. All right.
Yes. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Michaela. Are you be able to connect it to the GitHub yet? Or is there any issues? Or everything good? Yes. Thank you. Azim, thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Feel free to ask any questions.
So in Lovable, you can create anything just using Lovable, but what is the main
Yes.
benefit or the added value of connecting it to GitHub?
Oh, okay. If we use ChatGPT, so in ChatGPT, when we ask it to write something, we have to take the code and put it in our system to see that it works. But in Lovable, if we connect this with the GitHub, then any changes that we do here, it will automatically written to the file system in GitHub, and we can connect the GitHub with the desktop as well. So 3 ways. That means it writes to the Lovable first, Lovable writes to the GitHub, and GitHub can borrow the code or things to my desktop at once. To give you an example, when I write code, usually, for example, this one will give an example that this is a project that I'm working on. This is a Chrome extension, and you can write Chrome extension with Lovable as well. That means last time when I made the changes, I was actually doing it from the Lovable. I didn't bring the changes. So there was 80 more changes that was done with Lovable automatically. Now, all I have to do is just click on this button to get all these 80 changes. But if I have to do it with ChatGPT or things like that, each file that it modifies, I have to bring that file in and put it in my machine manually. That would take a lot of extra work. Now, everything is doing automatically. All I have to do is review the code and make sure that things are correct. But that's for the advanced user. For general or smaller application to build, you don't need to do too much. You can actually build it using it. There are certain good parts I'm going to teach, but that's later on. But that is the main idea. Does this answer your question or any more confusion? Thank you. Tamanna, yeah, please continue your question.
Quick question, going off of the last one. So does that mean if you create a website and you create code for it, you can also store that on GitHub so it's easier to kind of
Yes.
edit and update?
Exactly.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
For those who maybe are not keen to run the source on their laptop, what would be the good alternative besides, having it on GitHub, then to be able to run it somewhere instead of running it on their local machine?
Yes. Yes. Usually, if you can run it on local machine, if you want to share this with the whole world, you need a hosting server where you can deploy it. But that's the next step. But usually, if you can run in your machine, you can actually deploy it to the outside of the world using a hosting provider. Does this answer your question? Or
Yeah, because my concern would be as and when we were to go live on real environment, then there might be some configuration issues or incompatible, in terms of versioning or
Exactly.
whatever. So
Exactly.
because I'm running on an old Mac.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, in the old Mac, you can also test your code, check your code. So the opportunities are endless. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Again, Lovable company does not say that you can create Chrome extension. I created Chrome extension, and that's quite powerful Chrome extension. I will share it with the next session. It's very powerful. It's an engineering marvel. People are waiting to see this, what I've built. And we will discuss this also at the same time. You can make mobile app. You can make anything that you can think of. In the process, if you got stuck, we are always free to, connect with me. I will try to answer as much as help you need. So for the help, I will provide a link in the next session where you can book a call to investigate your issues and get the solution. But also from WhatsApp, you can get connected with me if you are stuck. I would love to see that you guys are connected and hands-on. It's not a theory session. So the possibilities are endless. You just have to think what we have to build. That's the only thing. Okay, so for this session, I have some problems in my hand, which I try to showcase, like how you can build it, how things can go around, things like that. But again, I'm trying to focus that you can build anything that you want. Okay. Great. Now I will give my first prompt, and I will show you like how I do it. Usually I do it from the voice, and that's like the best case, which I have shown it, but usually I don't write it like this. Okay. If I have the first thing as for like things I have to develop, then first thing, yeah, I set some boundaries, like this is the programming language you're going to use, and this is how you're going to do it. So from this, it actually sees the actionable items. And also, don't is something like the gold standard. Sometimes I don't have the don't part or the negative part sometime, but it's usually good if you have it. Okay. If you keep the don't part, then your prompt becomes a gold standard. Okay. So if it is possible, try to have it, but usually it can follow through. To give you a little bit more context, how I do it, it's like everyone has their own preference in the development. Usually, for my lovables, I use something like, so this is one of the CLI that I have also built to solve one problem. I have a bunch of Git repository in my desktop. I wanted to get this on my laptop. I wanted to do it in one shot. That's why this CLI is built. And usually the way that I do it is I ask it to create a lovable memory file. And inside the memory, it actually writes the issues. Issues means when it tries to code, it's going to make a mistake. So when it makes a mistake, I remind it to write it into the issues. So when it writes into the issues, I ask it to write few things: the root cause of the issue, why it happened, how you fix it, what is the root solution of it. And when it writes to the code, I ask it to refer to this file. This is very important point that will save hours of your time, because as you proceed further on your development, the lovable will start to hallucinate. And the problem that it's going to have, it's going to repeat the problem again. So when it happens to me, I just ask it, hey, this is the file. And I could also click on the file and say, hey, this is the file. This is where it is written, how you have messed up. And you also see the solution here. Repeat this back, and then it can fix it. So this is one of the ways that you could make it memory and things better. So first thing I say, like create a lovable file or folder, create the feature section that I want, the issues that it finds, or also the suggestions. It has sometimes suggestions. It also have workflows, like how it's going to execute one step after another. It's going to write it. In any case, we also connect the old codes to lovable as well. We will see in the advanced section. When we do that, this memory file is the genius part in lovable. I say, like, go into the memory file, read all this to get the context. And it reads all the file and try to understand the context, like what we have done, what's going to happen, and what it needs to do. Yeah, Kelly, please ask the question.
A quick question, because we have like limited credits in Lovable, right?
Yes.
So we are going forward with like creating various apps or website, etc.
Yes.
Do we need to purchase credits with Lovable, or?
For this session, you don't need to purchase. If you don't have an account, we will provide that. But usually in the next session, I will make sure that we get the free credits for the training purpose. The account that we try to log in, I fail. So I'll try to create a step-by-step guide so that you can get the free credit from there, 55 credit. 55 credit would be enough to practice our session.
Okay. Yeah, because I got only like 5 credits with my the account.
Yeah,
that I-
so everyone has 5 credit for free, but there is a good side. This 5 credit actually refills every day. So that means this
Oh.
5 credit is usually somewhat worth like 2 days of Claude code. I mean, Claude, not the Claude code, but free account. If you create a Claude free account, you get some credit. So the Lovable 5 credit is compared to those accounts because it's very good. You could do lots of research with it as well. But the good thing is that it's going to refill tomorrow. Yes, please ask the question.
Okay, got it. So, and then just now you talk about like these workflows, the files, that part I don't quite understand, like the memories, like things that got issue. You talk about this part.
Yes.
Yeah, can you talk
Issue.
in more like layman
Yes.
terms?
Yes,
you.
yes, absolutely. Very good question. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Always ask me this question because sometimes I do not get it. Tamanna, do you have any questions you could ask me?
Not related to this. It was just you brought up Claude Code, so I just wanted to understand the difference between Lovable and Claude Code and why you would use one over
Okay.
the other.
Okay, great question. Okay, so I will try to answer both of this. So issue section is like when you are developing an app, let's say you ask it to go from A, B, and C. Let's say it didn't go to A, B, and C, it go to D. Okay, so I again have to remember you have to go to A, B, and C, not D. So this is where the issues comes from. I ask it to do one thing, it does another. So this is where the issues comes in. So this is where I say, like, don't fix the issues first. First create the documentation, like how you create the issue. I ask it to go from A, B, C, but it go to D. Why did you go to D? What was the intention behind it? What is the root cause behind it? Why did you go there? And what was the solution? How did you fix it? How do you come to the A, B, C again? So that it remembers this. And again, Lovable will do the similar mistake again and again as your application grows. Okay, that's the first part of the answer. Does this answer your question or is still confused? Thank you. Okay, second part of the answer is that
Actually,
Lovable and Claude.
I
Yes,
have
yes,
a
please.
question before that now that you said
Yeah,
that.
yeah, sure.
So,
Go ahead.
so the question is, how would you know that something's going wrong? You're assuming that we've deployed this and we can see the app, and so there's something finicky. Is that how we identify that it's not remembering something? Because I
Yes,
wouldn't be
yes.
able to tell from code, right?
Yes. Usually what happens is that I test the product. I test the code, usually not from the code. You don't have to see the code in order to see the issue. You have to test the code. Let's say this is a plugin that I have created using Lovable. So you can see like there is already an issue that is happening.
Okay. So if you go to deploy it, it will come up with these things.
Exactly. And we will see like how to figure this out later on, what is the best practices are. And I could just copy this issue and then come back and say like, hey, you made this crappy stuff. So I usually sometimes get very angry with it. And this is one of the things you have to do as well. You can actually put your anger to AI tools. You might see that it does not have feelings. Yes, it does not have any feelings, but the AI tools are built on top of the, let's say, positive points and negative points. The positives are the rewards. So if you say the negative words to AI, it actually takes as the negative reward, and then it tries to fix itself. This is how the AI is done. That's one part of the story. And the second part of the story is you ask like, what is the difference between Lovable and the Claude Code? The Lovable is a bit efficient than the Claude Code. Claude Code you have to run in your machine as well. But for Lovable, it's mostly inside the GitHub. It cannot harm your machine. That's one good thing. Another is Lovable is a bit cheaper for us to get. The third point is that Lovable actually use multiple models. So for some cases, the Claude Code can be like takes time. but it actually optimizes itself, like what it needs to do. So based on that, it actually picks the model. So there is this good part. But for coding, it usually use the Claude Code inside. Does this answer your question? Or is still some questions are pending?
I'll get back to you, but I think for the most part, it answers my
Okay.
question. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Shiva, please ask the question.
Yeah, Lim, I'm sorry to backtrack a little.
No problem.
I did register on GitHub using my Gmail account, but the problem
Lovely.
is
Yes.
Gmail account is full. So when I
No
try to
problem.
connect now,
Oh, email.
it
You
is
are not
asking
getting
me
the email.
to- yeah, I'm not getting the. I mean, sorry. I tried to use my Yahoo
I think.
account, but the problem
Okay.
is I'm not getting the verification email on my Yahoo account. I don't understand why. I tried twice. It's not working.
Mhm.
So is
Mm.
it restricted to Gmail only? Should not, right?
I don't think. No, it should not. Yahoo should work. Even all the other email system also work. If you have a Hotmail, you can use the Hotmail as well. Hotmail, Live Mail, Outlook email. This all should work.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't understand. It's okay.
I can guide you to recover these spaces. What you have to do is to check your mobile on the Google Photos. This is actually intentionally, they upload your photos from the mobile to Google Photos and take over your spaces. So you just have to free up the Google Photos and then your email will be free up. Then you will be receiving the new emails.
Yeah, most of the photos are on
Yes.
Gmail. All right.
Yes, that's what they do. That's the first thing I fix on my wife's phone or my baby's phone.
All right. Let me sort
Intentionally.
this out. Thanks a lot.
Great.
Hi,
Again, after this call, if you need help, you can reach out to me. Yes, Aslan, sir.
Yeah,
Please tell me.
one question. I saw that inside your repo on GitHub here, you have lovable/memory and with all the issues listed. This would be in
Yes.
a way the so-called future reference for not to do lah. For the
Yes, sir.
for the not to
Yes,
do.
sir. Yes, sir.
Is this something that will be auto-generated by
Yes.
Lovable?
Auto-generated. Yes. Yes. You are not going to do it. You are just going to instruct it to do it.
Okay.
Lovely. Yes. Very
So
good.
is that your prompt where you ask it to remember and plan.md?
Yes.
And
Yeah. I do that. And also one of the things that I do with all the other project, that is this spec part. Again, you are free to do your own way. But what I do is two things I ask it to do all the time, which is the lovable memory. Another is the spec. In this spec, usually this is the convention that we follow in the company. That means everyone who sees this, they know what they're building and how they're building it. So inside the spec, we have like the first folder that actually explains the full feature of the app. So it's quite huge. You can see, like, even though it looks simple, but it has like 78 files that what it needs to build. And these are all built from voice. I just have a thought. I said like, okay, so do this, do that, things like that. And also some of the things are more complex, like project detection and things like that. Then I say, hey, group this out to one folder so that I know like this is a feature that requires multiple instructions. Okay, these are again created from voice command, and we will see how to do it. But this is one of the ideas. You can follow my structure and you can follow your structure. Both ways are fine. I mean, you can think of like different ways. That is fine. Usually, in some other let's say apps, I used to have 02 app issues. The issue that you see here, sometimes I have this issue folder here as like 02 app issues. Same thing, but just a different folder structure. Okay, so probably I have to have a consistency in the future, but this is a mistake actually how it happened, because we are doing so many experiments. So this is like one of the issues that you will find on my let's say code bases and things like that. Also in the general term, usually we put like what it needs to be doing, and that general folder usually we can copy paste. So if we create in one project, we say like follow these instructions. For example, let's say you have a factory, and in your factory, you want everyone to come with clean clothes. They need to wear, let's say, white shirt. That's like your condition. Okay. So these can be considered as like general instruction. Okay. So if I open another factory, I want the same rules. If I want any changes, then I could ask it to change those rules. Let's say in the different factory, everything is same, but instead of the white shirt, I want a red shirt. I'm just giving an example so that you understand. So I copy first the general spec, like everyone needs to wear a white shirt, black pant, things like that. And then I copy to the another factory, and then I say, hey, just change the shirt to blue, things like that. So based on the project, we just change a little bit in the general spec, but usually we try to follow the general terms. Does this make sense?
Would that
Any
be done? Would that be done manually, or I mean, let's say for example,
everything automatic, everything automatic, everything automatic. We are going to see how to do it.
so meaning you will tell Lovable, okay, can you move the, can you rename the
Yes.
folder? Can you move
Exactly. And I can show you how to do it. Hey, in this spec, I do see the generic CLI as 06. Please fix the ordering of the sequence. And also I do see the issues in the Lovable memory. The issues should be inside the spec folder, and it needs to be 02 app issues. And the third one would be general. The fourth one would be generic CLI. So fix the order in the folder structure. That's the command that I give. And it's going to rename the folder, put the files from here to there, things like that. I don't have to do anything. So that's the idea.
Oh. You don't
And
need,
each time that, yes, each time it's going to modify, you can also see the changes here. So every time it's going to create the history. Okay, so it's confirming like what I want. So I want actually this one. This is correct. Let me read again to confirm is this what you want? Both seems like same. Oh, the first one, I usually use the first one. And you'll see the folder structure will be changed. That's it. And this is like not only this, we are actually building many applications. And for this, I have a Lovable project that's called Spec Builder. And that actually helps me on building this spec. And we can come back to it later, but just to give you a little bit of idea. So here are like lots of application that we're going to build. Even we are going to build something like Lovable as well. And it's something here in the general spec. So this project only contains this specification. That means only the knowledge base, nothing else. So there is like how it's going to do the Google search, how it's going to build a WordPress plugin, how it's going to do the AI research, how it's going to handle error, things like that. And one of the problems that you are going to have when you are working with AI, that it's going to hallucinate and it's going to create more problems. And to solve this problem like this, I have a general spec that's called Error Manage. And let me give you an example of this. Again, all done from voice, not writing manual codes. All can be done from voice. And we'll come back to this one and see like the folder and everything is changed. And if we come up here, we can see like the folders are renamed. But sometimes you don't see the updated one. It just got different naming at the point. If I just refresh, you'll see the latest folder structure. And you can see like issues is gone from here. And it's replaced in the app issues. You can see the way that I have commanded, it fixed it. That's how you can do it. Very easy. Yes, that's the idea. No coding, only voice. Yeah. Also, when it does that, since it changed the folder structure, it already suggested me, that's what I love about Lovable, that it already suggested me that it has some folder reference issues. because previously the path was different. Now the path is different. So all I have to do is just click on the suggestions and it will fix all the related file name issues automatically. I don't have to do anything.
You mean it will screen through all the existing source?
Yes.
And fix the
Yes.
broken part.
These are the specifications, MD file. That means it's in human language what they have to develop that was there. But the problem is when we change the folder structure, some of the file paths are not matching. So it already detected that some of the file paths is not matching. So it suggested me, do I need to fix it? I say, yes, fix the cross-reference file paths. What does it mean by cross-reference file paths? If I go into one, then I could explain it. Let me find it.
So in layman's term, it's basically chapters of a book. Maybe a
Yes,
research
exactly.
book, and then chapter 6 refers to chapter 1. But now that you've changed the order of the chapters, it has to go in and fix that. Make sure
Exactly.
it's referring to the right.
Exactly. Great explanation. I'll remember it. Yes. So for example, if I go to the overview, I think that will explain more. So overview usually explains the folder structure and file name where things are. It's like the memory over the memory where things are. And each one of the cases, it usually refers to sometimes file naming. In this case, I don't see the file naming on a random basis, but I think it did fix some of the things. It finds 10 files, so I have to check like where it did fix. And still, some of the files are not correct yet. So it also suggested me there are some other issues, and I can click on it, and it will fix it for me. But again, even though it's a smart, it helps to find these issues and things like that. It makes lots of mistakes. And this is where I have invented something called the error model, and we will see this in the future training, error model. And this is one of the ways, like when I develop an application, I need to tell Lovable that you made the mistake, and I need to tell where did you make the mistake. Again, this whole thing, I have to spend hours to explain what it needs to do in terms of engineering. Now, anywhere in any project, I just copy this folder and say, hey, follow the instruction in the error managed term and create this error model. And what happens is that when the error model is there, anywhere there is an error, you can see like view details will come up, and you have a button that's called copy. And this copy actually contains all the information that the Lovable needs. I just have to paste it and say, fix it. That's fix. That's the only thing I have to say. And then Lovable is going to solve this problem, find the issue where that is inside the code, and tell me that it's going to fix. But still, you have to be cautious because AI hallucinates. Even though it says like I fixed it, same thing, probably it could take 3 iterations or sometimes 10 iterations as well to get it done. So sometimes it can happen. So don't lose your hope. You just have to copy paste the new error that comes and then paste it back and it will fix it. Again, it's no handwritten coding. It's just the process that we are going to follow. Make sense?
Yep. I have one question.
Sure.
What if, let's say, Monday is a bad day, then whatever happened on Monday, I decided to just revert back to Friday. Is there, is it smart enough to receive that instruction, revert back to the previous point on Friday and start from there, fresh?
If you ask it here, then it will do the mistake. But Lovable has a feature already, and that's actually called the undo feature. If I come up here anywhere, I think this is the button. So if you are unhappy, let's say up to this, you could just come up anywhere and say this revert button. If you click on this, then it will say like, do you want to revert this? So you just say, yes, I want. then it will come back to that Friday feature, which actually worked. You can come back to this stage.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm worried that,
Possible.
let's say, for example, for one particular session, it hallucinates so much.
Yes.
Up to the point, better reset or restart.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it will start to hallucinate if I open these settings. Here I am using 900 credits on this project. Usually it starts to hallucinate after 700 credits. If you spend 700 credits, that means your chats are very big. It will start to hallucinate. And if that happens, what we do is disconnect the project or remove this project, create a new project, and we will see how to connect the existing project. And this is where we do the fresh start. And when we do the fresh start, it does hallucinate again, but it does less rather than this one.
How does
That's another trick.
how does the credit is related to the hallucination?
Actually, the credit is not related to the hallucination. The messages are. I'm just giving a rule of thumb. That's it. Even in some cases, I have project where I have like 1900 credits has been spent as well. Let me check so this one, let me check on this one. This one has 2700 credits spent. So this one does more hallucination than any other stuff. Because their message count is high. We have done 1075 messages. And then again, it's the version 9. That means how many hours and how many times we have spent. It's huge. So usually after like 1000 credits or 2000 credits, we stop the project, we create a new version of it, and we say version 10. So the next version would be 10. And then we spend 1000 credit on this as well. So many credits has been spent on this, let's say, spec management. Yeah, Kelly, please ask the question.
So it seems like we eventually each one of us will get like 53 credits. But to build a real project like what you did here, it seems like we will need to have a pro account or something like that in order to deploy some real world apps application. Does that sound?
It's true.
Realistic?
It's true. It's true. So I could help you with that if any case you need a pro account. So what I do is usually I have like 100 to 200 pro accounts every month that we purchase. Okay. And there is a trick actually. I will show the trick as well later on. So in every one of the pro account, there is 5 credit for free. 5 credit that comes for free. So if I go to the first one, you'll see that it has a first 5 credit. So any account that we go, this will have, let's say, a 5 credit. You can see that 5 credit is free. Now, this 5 credit is renewable. So if we can use this 5 credits on every one of these accounts, so if I have 200 accounts, I have like 1000 credit for free to get refill tomorrow. That's one of the tricks. And to solve this problem, I actually build this Chrome extension, and I will show you in the next session that how it actually works. But still, you need to have at least 5 to 10 accounts and to make this thing done. But also with the free account, you can actually use this Chrome extension. I will share the next session in the demo if God allows. Currently, it's broken, so I could not show it to you. So I'm actually adding more features to it. So that's a nice extension to have. So I started building this to solve this problem in the team because I saw the free resources that they have, and it took like 1 to 2 minutes to switch to the project. With my Chrome extension, it does automatically. So usually I give a big prompt and then I go away. Even my let's say extension actually detects if I have a free credit or not. If I don't have a free credit, it automatically jumps to the new one, let's say workspace. This is how I have like free credits all the time. So there are hacks that you can apply. I'll share this in later on. I have to organize a little bit better. Yeah, there is always hack to figure things out. And if you have 5 to 6 Gmail accounts, you can actually switch from this Gmail accounts to get the free credits as well. But they actually block you if your project actually spends more than 50 credits or 60 credits. Then they will block you. They will say like you have to get a pro account. So if you have few pro accounts, you can switch between to utilize the free credits. Okay, thank you. So we wrap up for today because that's an intro session that we learned a little bit bits and pieces. So in next session, we will try to do something more, if God
Thank
allows.
you. Thank you, Alim.
Thank you, Andrew. Was my session helpful in any way?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
very, very.
Yes.
Okay, I do
Thanks,
need to
Ali.
get some official feedback from you all, so that we can improve our delivery and stuff like that. So later in the WhatsApp group, I'm going to send you the survey form. Please help me and help
Absolutely.
us to fill up the form. Is that
Thank
okay?
you, Jay.
Also, if you're not
Thank you,
in
Jay.
the
Absolutely.
WhatsApp group, do make sure that you
Thank you.
join first, because I think in the event we are sharing the recorded video, we are going to send it in the group. Okay, so
Thank you.
if you do not, I think you guys are in a group, yeah. So so I think we can replay the recording and make sure we can catch up, and then we can follow through the rest of the session. All right, thank you so much, everyone, and
Thank you.
good night. All right, bye.
Good
See you
night.
next week.
Thank you, Jane.
See you
Thank you.
2 weeks later.
Bye.
All right.
Ali.
Bye.
2 weeks later, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it
Bye.
2 weeks later or next week? Yeah.
Yes.
Alim,
Yeah,
one
2
last
weeks later. I mean, it would be hard. Yes,
Oh,
Aslan.
I double
Sure.
check on the date. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
one
you.
last question.
Bye.
Is
Sure,
it
Aslan.
lovable? Is it available in other language besides English? Because my one of my developer is Indonesian, not very well versed with English.
If it doesn't happen, I think they should have different languages. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, still I can change the language for you. That's a good thing. So that's what I will show you how to hack Lovable as well. I will show you how to change any website using my Chrome extension. So that is a very powerful extension. We will see the demo in the next session, whenever
Alright.
that is,
Okay.
if God allows.
All right. Nice.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you very much.
Thank you too. Have a great day then. Good night. Thank you, Jane, for organizing this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alim. I think you had put your heart into delivering this training. I'm sure, I mean, if someone were to sell this course, it is not going to be free or $9.90. Yeah, thank you so much, Alim. All
Thank
right,
you.
it brings so
Thank you.
much value to the community. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.